Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal 'asri innal insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وقال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. صدق الله العظيم. Dear respected brothers and sisters, firstly, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic is about time. It's actually called It's About Time, and it has two ways of looking at it. One is that it's about time, as in the whole topic is about time, which is obvious, and it's about time, as in it's about time for me to make a change. Allah Azza wa Jal has given us this life, brothers and sisters, and this life is going by the minute, by the hour, by the second, by the day, by the week, it's going. This life is continuing, and there's no stopping to time. The early Arabs, they said in the Prophet ﷺ's time, they said, وَمَا يُهْلِكُنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرُ. They said nothing actually destroys us except for the passing of time. Nothing destroys us except for the passing of time. In the hadith we find, in the hadith al-Qudsi, in the Sahih hadith al-Qudsi, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he reports from Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah says, يَسُبُّ إِبْنُ آدَمَ الدَّهْرِ. Son of Adam, he curses time. He curses time. Why? How does he curse time? Because every time you come to a particular moment in your life when time has run out, you feel frustrated. Yes or no? You're frustrated. A man was getting ready for his exams. You know, he had all September, October, November, December. They went nice, cruise control. And later on, he goes towards, February, March, doom, 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 doom. As it comes towards May, June, time's running out. Now, when you look at it, subhanAllah, you're preparing for your exams in September, October. You got time on your hands. You take your time, like, you're reading your book and, you just sip your drink there and reading your book. And then your phone buzzes, so you just look at your phone and, let me just quickly, you're reading your book again, trying to revise it. That's fine. By the time it comes to February, March, there's a bit less of that. By the time it comes to May, June, the man don't want to, he's given talaq to his phone. The man don't want to know about his phone. Yeah? Forget about friends or anything else. Like he's there the night before the exam. Every moment, tell me true or not, every second is precious. Yes or no, tell me. Yes or no? A guy's getting ready to go to, a country abroad. Going to Pakistan or Bangladesh or somewhere else, okay? Now he's got a week to prepare, so he starts to get the luggage out, he starts to put this piece in there, that piece in the fine. Or if you're like me, you pack the night before or the morning, right? So what you do is you pack, but then what happens is, when the time of your flight is coming nearer and nearer, the time gets so constrained that every second, first it's the hour is really important because you've got so many things to do before you actually go. You've got to get this letter done, you've got to get this phone call done, and so on. Oh, I'll do that on the way to the airport, I'll do this, I'll do that. So you start thinking with every moment how you can manage it properly and to get most effective time out of it. And then what happens is you come to the actual moment itself. Oh my God, it's happening. The taxi's outside, or the brother's outside who's picking me up. You know your things going in your luggage. First they were going in neatly, then they were flying in. You were just throwing them in. Then you try to just get the zip just to close us. Bismillah, I'll see on the other side. Forget ironing anything, I'll get to the other side, I'll see. Right? Every moment becomes a moment of panic time, especially like you've got a train or something to catch. People who've got trains to catch, they know by 9:03 in the morning that train is leaving. Now, you have to leave from your house to get to the train station. You have to probably have 12 minutes walk. Now, if you've got 12 minutes, that's fine. You're going to walk normally. But if you've only got 9 minutes or 10 minutes, then you're going to walk a bit faster. If you've only got 5 minutes or 6 minutes and you have to get there in 12 minutes, or in 12 minutes time, get there in 6 minutes, so it's double the time, you're going to be running. You're going to run to get there. If it's less than that, Yallah, Allah have mercy on you. I don't know what you're going to do. Yeah, if you're in your car, sometimes people, they don't see green traffic lights, they see red as green, green is green, everything's green. The guy just goes through. It's time is up. Now this is how man goes through life. A woman who's trying to prepare for a dish for the family. Women, they prepare things, alhamdulillah, mashallah. Please give a lot of credit to our sisters for doing all these jobs. They really get down when I haven't given them some credit for what they've done or what they're doing. They're continuously doing it. Sisters, do you agree with me? There's only 7 of them that agree with me. Sisters, do you agree with me? Mashallah, good. Yeah, give them some credit. Mashallah, every day they're running around doing all that stuff. But anyway, that's a side thing. So the sisters, they're preparing for guests that are coming to your house or something. When the time comes, 8 o'clock, the guests are arriving, you see near the end of the time, the Hoover's basically doing a marathon around your house. The Hoover's running around your house, tell your kids, pick this up, pick that up, the guests are coming, they're coming. Even her, when she's cooking and so on, she's got to finish her cooking, she's got to go and have a bath now because she doesn't smell very nice, what I'm saying, and all of that has to be, sorry man. You give her credit for that. Okay, Allahu Akbar, yeah. You guys laugh louder than you should have, My sister, she cooked here all that while. Of course, she needs to have a shower before she actually going to calculate that time, yeah? We're laughing now, you should be doing the cooking, right? Smelling like a thing, Anyway, so that sister, she's doing all that. She has to calculate her shower time as well in between, before the actual guests arrive, and then she can receive the guests with yourself. Now, each and every moment of this, what happens is when you get to the end time, you're saying, damn, if I had a bit more time, so on. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, Yasubbu ibnu Adam ad-dahr. Son of Adam, he curses, or daughter of Eve, she curses time. Because time itself becomes something that really makes you feel that you're under a lot of pressure. Time is the element that will make you feel that you're under pressure. But Allah Azza wa Jalla, you know what He says? He says that son of Adam curses time. Wa ana dahr, yet I am time. Allah says, I am time. Now listen to this carefully. This is a hadith in Bukhari. Biyadi al-layl wan-nahar. In my hand is the night and the day. What did Allah Azza wa Jal mean by He is time? Now brothers and sisters, one thing we learn from this is that don't curse time. If time is running out, don't say anything about time, because time is operated by Allah. The operator of time is Allah. And how He operates time is very differently from one to another. You can think, what? 1 hour passes by, you got 1 hour, I've got 1 hour. Yes, brother, you got 1 hour, I've got 1 hour. But Allah Azza wa Jal, the way He controls time is different for every single person sitting here. One person will spend 1 hour who's sitting here, and you'll only get 1 hour out of it. Another person will spend 1 hour, and you're only going to get 55 minutes out of it, because you've lost the barakah of time. You've lost the blessing of time. Another person is spending 1 hour, and they're only getting half an hour of it. Another person is spending a whole hour, and they feel that only 15 or 10 minutes have just passed by, but a whole hour has actually passed by. And yet, the other way, a person has got 1 hour only, Allah Azza wa Jal gives them 1 hour 10 minutes. Another one has 1 hour, Allah gives them 1.5 hours. Another one has 1 hour, Allah gives them almost 2 hours. You think, that's not possible. The same hour, how can it? No. You see the people of the cave, they slept for how long? 300 years. Yet they felt what? They slept for how long? They slept for how long? part of a day or a day. That's how long they thought they slept. So what happened here is Allah made actual 300 years seem like half a day. Allahu Akbar. Isa ibn Maryam, Isa alayhi salam, he's gone up to the heavens and he's going to come back. His time that he went up to the heavens and he's going to come back, between that time, between the two times, there would have been 2,000 plus years. But when he comes back, he feels as if he just left now and he came back. Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went from his bedside. He went to Jerusalem, he went to Masjid al-Aqsa. And he went so fast, he went with that buraq, with Jibreel and Mikael. From there, he read his salah there with the Anbiya. From there, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to the first heaven, the second, the third, and fourth, and fifth, all the way to the seventh. Each one he met a different prophet. Each one he saw a different incident. Until he gets to the seventh one, then he goes higher. Until Jibreel says, alayhi salam says, I can't go any higher. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then goes further. He speaks to Allah Azza wa Jal. On that night he spoke to Allah Azza wa Jal. He sees Jannah, he sees Jahannam. He goes around and sees so many different parts. He even goes into Jahannam. He goes towards Jahannam, and he goes towards Jahannam and he sees the women that are screaming inside there and so on. And the people who have committed zina or other people who are inside there. He saw the one who controls, who's in charge of Jahannam. But he went inside Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went inside Jannah. And when he went inside Jannah, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard the footsteps of Bilal. And then he saw Sayyidina Umar's house. And he was going to go inside Sayyidina Umar's house, but he thought, no, I want Umar radiallahu anhu to be the first one to go in his house. And then he comes all the way back. Then from the seventh heaven he goes back to the sixth, and back to above and sixth, and above and sixth. Why? Musa alayhi salam saying, your ummah can't do 50 prayers. So he's going up and down, until he comes all the way back down to Jerusalem. Then from Jerusalem he comes all the way back to Makkah al-Mukarramah. And when he comes to his bedside, he still finds the warmth he left when he had gone out of the bed. He finds the warmth. This is in the hadith. Allahu Akbar. This is what? This is Allah Azza wa Jalla who controls time. You want to see, you find a guy who works in let me give you an example of a guy. I'm telling you, these people who work in, haram businesses. He's got an alcoholic restaurant. The guy, honestly, the way me and you count like 2013, then 2014, 2015, he's probably counting 2013, 2018, 2022, 2027. That's how the time's going. Because the guy, he goes to his restaurant, he works there, he works, goes back, sleep, wake up, work, sleep, wake up, work. In between somebody is his family. And when he sees his family, his wife says, "Tumi bill pay kharsa nani hai wadari." You haven't still paid for the bill yet. He said, okay. Take the kids, do this, dentist, whatever. And before he knows it, he's got years that have gone by. That's not what you call productive time. In fact, one of the things that they do with their time, they mess themselves up. And I really feel sorry for my Bengali brothers, some of them who are in there. Not all my Bengali brothers are in there, but those of them that are in there, I'm asking you, please just come out of it. Why? Because you're sleeping when Allah's told you that you should be awake, and you're awake when Allah's told you to go and get some sleep. That's the pure fact. That's why they feel like a zombie. They feel like, you still look at some of them, they're like, they've got yellow eyes, looking at you, drugged up, right? And on their day off, they're going out there and they're playing some pool or something else or badminton, and the time just goes like that. The time goes so fast. But their weeks and their months are traveling so fast that you look at one of them, they age so quick. And they feel that nothing productive has come out. I want to tell you, my brother, if you're inside there, just get out of there. Because Allah's told you, وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا. The night is a covering for you. وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا. I've made the sleep. Why? It's for the night time for you to sleep. And when Allah Azza wa Jalla has said, وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا. The daytime is the time when you go out and you're supposed to find, your livelihood. You're working in the night time. You're sleeping in the daytime. And you're losing out, because productivity is what? All people when they're awake, if you're awake with them, you get productivity. Most people when they're asleep, when you sleep with them, well, no one's losing out. You're getting your productivity there as well. But when you go against that, when most people are asleep, you're awake. When most people are awake, you're asleep. You don't get much productivity out of that, and it has an effect on people's minds. But anyway, coming back to what I'm saying is that Allah Azza wa Jalla has the control of time. And when He has control of time, the only way me and you can get barakah and blessings in time is actually to be with what Allah has said. When one of us does what Allah has told us to do, and we continue to do it, and we show that we value the gift of time, Allah puts barakah in it. How do I say this? When one of us teachers, he quoted a verse of the Holy Quran in Surah Ibrahim, ayah number 7. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِن كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. When your Lord announced, if you show gratitude, if you're grateful, I as Allah, I will increase you. I will definitely increase things for you. وَلَئِن كَفَرْتُمْ, and if you show ungratefulness, then my punishment is most severe. إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. What does that mean? The teachers explained to us, they said, every single part has its own barakah. So for example, and its own way of increasing. So for example, if with your eyesight, you're always looking at halal, you're always using it in the right way, Allah will put barakah inside your eyesight. He will put barakah. Even at old age, Allah will give you good eyesight. When you have your tongue, you're always using it in a nice way, in a proper way. Allah's told you in a halal way, use it in a halal way. That's the shukr of the tongue. The shukr of the eye, the gratitude of the eye is to look at halal. The shukr of the tongue is to talk about halal. The shukr of the ear is to listen to halal. The shukr of the hand is to touch halal. When you do that with your entire body, Allah puts barakah inside your body. The shukr of time is that you spend your time in a halal way. When you do that, Allah puts barakah in my time, in your time. The kufr or the ungrateful attitude of the eye is to look at haram, is to listen to haram. That's the kufr of the ear. Of the tongue, to talk about haram, to backbite, to do something else that Allah has told me not to do, to touch something which is haram, and so on, to take something from someone which is haram, and so on, and then to misuse my time. When I misuse my time, Allah takes the barakah away from me. When the barakah is gone, my brother, my sister, you will have the same hour as somebody else, but you will feel that your hour is only worth 10 minutes or it's worth 5 minutes. I'll even tell you, brothers and sisters, I've taught kids, there's even a barakah of a place. If you fill your house up with a lot of dhikr of Allah, if you fill your house up with tilawah of the Quran, if you fill your house up with dhikr and remembrance of Allah, of salah, of tilawah, of meditating, or being someone that is good, who's doing something halal in that house, you haven't got harams in that house, I can guarantee your house will have barakah. Guarantee. I'll give you an example. Try this. Try spending, go to a masjid where there's a lot of good actions going on, and spend time in that masjid. Spend an hour in that masjid. And then go and spend time in another center or another place and spend an hour there, and start to think what felt more. The hour is going to be the same, but what feels more is when you're in the masjid, I can guarantee you I've spent a lot of time in the masjid. And when you've spent time in the i'tikaf, go for i'tikaf. Go and spend some time inside the masjid for about 10 nights. Go and stay inside the masjid and see how it feels that when time passes by, what the barakah is about. I've taught kids inside a masjid, and I've taught kids inside a school. And I can tell you straight away that there is a barakah inside, in the same hours, the same mornings, Saturday, Sunday mornings, inside the masjid there is a barakah. Inside the school, there is less of a barakah, less of a blessing. Why? Because the increasing of your actions in a place will bring a lot more barakah and blessings to that place. And you will find that your time is being used a lot better. If you are sitting inside your house and you're watching movies that you're not supposed to watch, if you're roaming around the internet on places you're not supposed to roam around, if you're looking at things on your phone you're not supposed to look at, if you're while in your house you're sinning and other family members are sinning or some are sinning, that sin will bring an effect of the barakah being lost of time in that house. And you will feel that when you come house, not only about the time, you'll feel a lot of things. You won't feel the nur, the barakah, you won't feel that you're all getting on. You'll feel they're a bit distant from one another, because it's the effect of sin inside the place, inside the house. So what we need to do is, when you're with Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah says, بِيَدِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, In my hand is the night, in my hand is the day. When I stick to what Allah has said, when I use my time properly, Allah puts barakah in my time. The Quran says, ما يعمر من معمر ولا ينقص من عمره إلا في كتاب. In the 26th juz of the Holy Quran, Allah has told us that there is not a single person who will gain a part of their life and increase in their life. Now this is in ayah number 11 of surah number 35, surah Fatir. Allah says, مَا يُعَمَّرُ مِن مُعَمَّرٍ. No person gains an extra amount of life. وَلَا يُنْقَصُ مِنْ عُمْرِهِ. No person has an amount of life cut off, decreased from the actual amount of time, except I have written it in the book. What does this mean? My teacher, Mullah Fadl Rahim Sahib, he said, when you do good actions, this tafsir of this ayah is, when you do good actions, Allah increases your life. Allahu Akbar. You know, you're supposed to only live till 55. You end up living till 59 or 63 or 74. And when you do bad deeds, you're supposed to live till 74, but you die at 69 or you die at 51. Who knows what your real age was, but Allah increases life because of good actions and Allah decreases life because of bad actions. This is from the Holy Quran. My friend, what I want to say to you is, you know, we're in this world right now. The most valuable thing I have and you have right now is what? Is Iman. What is it? Iman, belief. Never let go of that, please. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things. I really need to just stick it in, inject it in slightly. Yeah? You know what's going on in the media right now with a lot of attention on the Muslims. First it's like the sisters in the niqabs. Then it's like, you know, you guys, you know, you're being a bit too sort of Muslim Islamist, you know. You're going a bit too far. You're doing this, you're having this halal and that halal. And now it's become about the segregation. You know, brothers, sisters sitting separate, sisters sitting separate, whatever. In universities, it's become the big issue. Every other day we're in the news. You know where that comes from? That comes from progressive Muslims. And you know those Muslims, yeah, they're baking their own deen. I'm telling you straight up, they're baking their own deen. They don't listen to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. They're not into the Quran. Even if you quote the Quran to them, they'll give you a different interpretation of that. Why? Because they have got desires that tell them how they should be in the deen. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, this is a very testing time for us. My simple message to you, myself and yourself is, let's stick to the original part of the deen. You know how to confront all these people? Shall I tell you? You know, if they're telling us that we're going extremists by having the beard, well, you know what? Grow it 2 inches longer. Grow 2 inches longer. If they're telling you, sister, that you can't, you know, cover up properly. Cover up. There's numbers of you should go and cover up. What are they going to do? Tell me. What are they going to do? Tell me what they're going to do. If the Sikhs in the 60s and 70s, they said, we're not taking our turbans off. The law changed, the British law changed for the Sikhs. If a Sikh wants to ride a motorcycle today without a helmet, he has the right to ride it without a helmet, because his turban is the helmet. Allahu Akbar. You're going to see me down the A40 with this thing flying like that. Thing is, they changed the law because they stuck to their grounds. Akhi, listen to me. Ukhti, my sister, listen to me. Just do what you have to do. Just be who you should be. The law will change. Look, the GAYs who changed the law because they stuck to what they're going to stick to. They changed the law. They've got the whole world dancing according to the tune. Well, that's them. Look, I got nothing against them. That's them. They put a lot of pressure on, they change it. What, you and me can't be according to the deen of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam 1400 years ago, and we can't get people to change their laws according to us? What? Jack Straw was in, Blackburn, he got all his votes from those Muslims. Now he's out, he's different. I'm telling you, these politicians, they're going to look at me and you and our voting, and they're going to look at the power that we have on the ground. And we as Muslims need to understand the power of Allah Azza wa Jal is much greater than anyone else's power. My brother, my sister, remember, on the day of judgment, there is no democracy. There's no democracy. You're not going to get two parties coming up, please vote me. There's no liberal democracy. There's no voting. No voting? No voting. But, as the Mongolis say, yeah? The car don't say vote, they boot their car. I wish they would give all these politicians boot, proper boot, you know. There's none of that on the day of judgment, brother. There's no one that's going to come up and say, you know, I have right here, you know, you guys on this day of judgment, you're not doing this. Nah, brother. See, the thing is, you know what I want to say to you about time? I'm going to relate this to this, right? You know, time is going by. How long are you going to spend? How long am I going to spend? And how long are you going to spend in this world? But it's just about 60, 70 years. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "A'maru ummati bayna 60 wa 70." He said the average lifespan of my ummah is between 60 and 70 years. So that's how long we're going to be here. If we're lucky. If you're not lucky, then you go before that. You don't know when you're going to go. Now, next thing is, how long am I going to spend with my house? Well, each 10 years, 20 years, probably 30 years, you move on. Finished. How long are you going to spend with your mother and father? As long as they live. Maybe 30 years, maybe 40 years. Finished. Khalas. Gone. How long are you going to spend with your wife? Well, the first few moments you're married to her, you're going to spend 24 hours with her. Every 24 hours. Then after that, it goes down. You start spending, 18 hours with her, then 16 hours with her, then, 10 hours with her. Then in the end, if I ask you the same question about 10 years later, 12 hours, how long are you spending with your wife? You say, which one? Who are you talking about? Because that one is like, sorry, I'm not saying you do that with your wife. I'm not saying that you do that. Allahu Akbar. Don't get the wrong message here. But what I'm saying, the same thing could be said with the sister. How long do you spend with your husband? You spend with so much time in the beginning and then less. How long do you spend with time with your children? You spend a lot when they're growing up. When they got to 12, 14, whatever, you spend a bit more time with them. And in the end, what? In the end, you don't want to see your son in the house. He's putting all the bills up in your house. The guy has a shower in your house, right? He thinks that, it's his right to stay inside, like a bedroom inside the bathroom. Get out of there, man. He's burning your bills or whatever. How long are you going to carry on? Soon you're going to say to him, you, your wife, whatever, and your grandkids, all of them, get out of my house. Us Asians, we wait for a long time to, get them out. I don't know why, but anyway. How long are you going to spend? Now tell me this here, the whole life, house, family, work, friends, colleagues, maximum you're going to say 5 years here, 10 years here, 15 years here, 20 years here, it's gone. How long am I going to spend with Allah or the remembrance of Allah when I've passed away? How long, brothers? Go on, say it again. Forever, for eternity. Think about it. With Allah, once I die, because the whole test is, can I spend my mind with Allah? Can I spend my time with my mind with Allah while I'm alive? That's the biggest test me and you are here for. Because once I pass away, I've got to spend my whole time thinking about Allah. There's no thinking about family. There's no thinking about friends. There's no thinking about technology or about, the house and the TV or movies or anything else. There's none of that. It's just Allah. It's about me. It's about the akhirah. What's going to happen to me? What's Allah going to say to me? What's going to happen when I stand in front of Him? What am I going to say in terms of these sins that I've just brought with me to the akhirah? Oh my Allah, forgive me. But you know what? You can't ask for tawbah in the grave, brother. Sister, you can't. When I said to you about that plane that's going and the train that you're missing? Well, if you missed that plane, let's say you missed it. Who's missed the plane? Put your hands up, go on. You guys are guilty to admit to it. Who's missed the plane? Go on. You guys are good, man. I missed more than all of you put together, right? You miss a plane, or who's missed a train? Then put your hands up. Yeah, that's it. You're human beings at the end of the day. Yeah. Who's missed a bus? Put your hands up. Whoa, that's everybody. Not that they come on time anyway. Especially the London ones, you wait for like 20 minutes and then you don't see one and suddenly 3 of them come by. Same time. So which one? We're giving you choice now. You want this one, that one, that one. This one is 221, that one 221, this one 221. Which one would you like? But anyway, you've missed a bus, you missed a plane, you missed a train. But what can you do? You missed the bus, what do? You just wait at the bus stop, you get another bus. You missed a train, you book your ticket again, you get onto the train, next train. If I missed my a'mal, my actions for the akhirah, there is no going back, brother. There is no going back. If you want to find the value of time, I said to you the number one thing is iman that we've got as a value thing. Number two, the most valuable thing after iman is my health. My health or my time. One of the two. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith of Bukhari, he said, "Ni'matan maghbunun fihima kathirun minan nas." He said, 2 gifts of Allah He's given to every single one of us. 2 gifts of Allah. Most people are deceived regarding these two gifts. He said, as-sihhatu wal-faragh. One is good health, and the second one is time. Having time. Because imagine, a person is alive, let's say I'm alive, if I don't have iman, I'm finished. If I don't have iman, I'm finished. Number two, I'm alive, I've got iman. I'm a mu'min, I'm a Muslim. Okay, fine, I'm a Muslim. My name is, whatever, Mumtaz or whatever, that's my name, right? I'm a Muslim or Muslimah, all right? Now, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Well, what's the point of that iman? I'm not using my time properly. Now, I've got good health. I've got good health. I could use it, but I'm not doing it. Now, imagine, I'm a Muslim and I'm in a coma. What am I going to do? I'm a Muslim, I'm in hospital. What am I going to do? You don't feel like using your time up for Allah Azza wa Jal. But if you're a Muslim and you've got the good health, and the next question becomes, you've got good health, you're a Muslim, but you're not using your time properly. Again, you're in loss. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Holy Quran, He says, Wal asr, by time I swear, innal insana lafi khusr. Every single human being is at loss. Every human being, right now, think about it. I'm at loss, you're at loss. How? Allah says, well, if you don't want to be at loss, you do this. First is, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. First is, you start to believe. Those who believe. And belief has two things. One is, I said the Shahada, I came in the deen. Or I became a practicing Muslim, I'm in the deen. The second thing is to renew that belief. Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud said to another Sahabi, this is in Sahih Bukhari, he said, Ijlis nu'min sa'a. He said, sit down, let us believe for a moment. Right now you're here, you're believing. Your belief is increasing when you hear the words. When you heard the last lecture that Mufti Abdul Rahman, your belief increases. Because when you hear good words, it increases. You go to the marketplace and then everyone's like in the busy world, and basically everyone's like walking like that and walking like this. Then your iman decreases. You understand? You're going to the tube, you're going underneath there, you're seeing all these people who are dead faces. They probably just come out of some zombie movie. They're looking at you. You can't look at anyone in the tube, can you? Really sad, It's a sad reality. One part of the sadness in this country is the weather. I don't know if you know that. It's true, it's the weather. You go and have a holiday in another country and it's nice and bright and so on. Have you seen how jolly these people are? They've never seen you. Hey man, what's up man? Yeah, where you come from man? Yeah, my country, Jamaica. Yeah. The same guy comes to this country, he's not smiling anymore. He's not smiling anymore. You go back to our countries, even to Bangladesh, you go there. Got a whole time for you. You come especially to London or something, you come down here, there's depressed people. Once I came back from Bangladesh, I was on the plane and I said we're coming off the plane, right? So all the cleaners are waiting there in a line to get inside the plane to clean it. You've got all these other attendants waiting, right? So what I said? I got to there and I stood there and I said, hey guys, smile! I said, smile! You know why? Because the weather it has an effect on you. But anyway, you're down in the tube and your iman goes down. You're up somewhere else in the masjid, your iman goes up. That's the nature of how we are continuing. What then happens is Allah Azza wa Jal, He's given us this time on this earth. We're going up and down. How do you keep it up? Well, first Allah said, amanu, you believe. Second thing is, He said, amilu salihat. I've got to do good actions, you've got to do good actions. When you do good actions, one is Allah puts barakah and blessings in that time. Second is you're not a loser anymore. Allah said all of us are in loss. Well, you're not a loser anymore. What is Allah talking about? Well, I need to make my time productive, where I am always trying to be with the remembrance of Allah Azza wa Jal. And you know what? Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, the way you miss your bus, you miss your plane, you miss your train. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, gave us a hadith which almost implies some people will miss the preparation for the afterlife. They'll miss that. You want to get to Jannah. The moment I pass away, imagine this, right? The moment I pass away, the moment you pass away, that's it. Your destination in Jannah has been set. Your destination in the Akhirah, Jahannam, whatever has been set, or Jannah has been set, or destination has been set, it's set. Now if I'm on the plus side and I'm going to get Jannah, it's going to be one of the Jannahs from the bottom of Jannah to the highest of Jannah. There's Jannatul Ma'wa, there's Jannatul Adn, there's Jannah something else, until it goes to Jannatul Firdaus. Now, which Jannah do we want, brothers, sisters? Jannatul Firdaus. Now, my time is running out to try and get Jannatul Firdaus. When I pass away, that's it. I can't do anything else except what I've got over there. In fact, when I go to the doors of Jannah, whichever Jannah it is, when you go to the doors of Jannah, Prophet ﷺ has told us, according to Hadith of Tirmidhi, every man, every woman is going to have one regret. That regret is going to be, we're going to reflect on all the moments in our lives that we never remembered Allah. All the moments we never remembered Allah. And every single moment we never remembered Allah is going to be a regret in my head, in my body, at that time when we're entering into Jannah. Do you understand, brother? No, you don't understand. You're going to look at her, you're going to say, man, if I did repeat my actions, I could have had that one there. The other Huri'een, you guys are not awake, are you? There's going to be many beauties in Jannah. When a person is at the door of Jannah, he's going to say, MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah, the wife I'm getting, or the woman I'm getting, she's really beautiful in Jannah. But if I did that other action, I would have had that other one. And if I did a bit more, I would have had that other one. That will happen at the doors of Jannah. But once we get into Jannah, it's different. We're not going to have those feelings, because if you did, the guy would run away with your wife. There'll be other problems. That won't happen. Allah will take the ghil and that thing out of our hearts. Now, up to that moment, me and you are going to have that regret. Now, imagine Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to capture this, what did he say? He said, "Man khafa adlaja." He said, whoever has a fear that they're going to be late, they come out early. وَمَنْ أَدْلَجَ بَلَغَ الْمَنْزِلِ. And whosoever comes out early, they get to their destination on time. Whoever comes out early will get to their destination on time. What does it mean? He means that if you fear that you might not make your preparation for the next life, because you haven't got till 60, I haven't got till 70 years old. I don't know. It could be tonight. It could be tomorrow morning that I might be found dead in my bed tomorrow morning. May Allah Azza wa Jal give all of us long, healthy and pious lives. Say Ameen. We don't know. But he said that if you fear, you prepare for it early. You start doing it now. The question is, my brother, my sister, is, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and what does he follow his words with? He says, Ala inna sil'atallahi ghaliya, ala inna sil'atallahi jannah. He said, the commodity of Allah is very expensive. He said, the commodity of Allah is Jannah. If I want Jannatul Firdaus, I've got to really be doing my best right now for Jannatul Firdaus. Now, what I'm saying to you, brother and sister, is let's look at our 24 hours. In our 24 hours, I'm telling you, productive time that we can spend for the akhirah is probably only about 2 hours anyway, or 1 hour. If you're lucky. You think about it. Most people, 6 to 8 hours, they're sleeping. Most people, 6 to 8 hours, they're sleeping. Imam Ghazali says that this is the normal routine for sleep. That 6 to 8 hours, most people. Some people will sleep less than 6 hours. You get a bit older, you need less sleep. Some people sleep more. Now Imam Ghazali says if you sleep more than 8 hours, he said there's something medically wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, some brothers are going to be inside that bed saying, that's it, there's no time. That goes by. They're inside there. Now brother, if you're sleeping more than 8 hours and your body gets used to that, there's something seriously wrong with you. You can train the body to sleep a long time. There are some women that are in certain households, they've got nothing to do except just to go do a bit of shopping, bit of cooking, and that's it. I'm telling you, some of our mothers, they've ended up like that. It's a very sad life. They've got nothing else to do, they'll just sleep, and they'll sleep, and they'll sleep. If you get your body used to sleeping like that, your body will want that. If you get your body used to eating 3 times a day, you want 3 times a day. If you want to eat 4 times a day and get used to that, you eat 4 times a day, brother. You're going to have, some people have 3 meals and 2 snacks in between. That's 5 times a day they're eating. MashaAllah. Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Yum, 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 yum. That's all they're thinking about. Seriously, 3 meals a day, 2 snacks. That's 5 daily worships they have. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Without a miss, they'll have that. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, look, if you want to get down used to about 2 times eating a day, you can get used to 2 times. If you want to get used to 1 time eating a day, you can get used to 1 time. And you got to go through practice. This is practice. If you want to get yourself, if you think about it, if you save, subhanAllah, a person who lives for 60 years of life and he sleeps 8 hours a day, you know how many years of life he slept? Go on. How many? 20. 20 full bish bosor beta gumaise. 20 years the guy slept. So he's got 40 left. right? What did he do for the rest of the 4? Now, to think about it, he slept for 20 years. If he had slept 6 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day, how many years did he sleep? 15. You know how much he saved? 5 pure years without sleeping. 5 pure years you save. If you just cut down your sleep with 1 hour, you save 2.5 years of life. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. If a person thinks like this, subhanAllah, he thinks, whoa, how much time is going by? Okay, 8 hours you slept. 6 hours, 7 hours you slept. Next thing is, most people will spend 8 hours either at work, at university, at school, all right? Or basically 8 hours might be, some other thing that they're doing, which is 8 hours productive time a day because of the livelihood. Unless you're sitting down there and you just want the dole, whatever, like, sorry mate, this is not for you, right? You seriously need to get up and do something, right? People who have a lot of time on their hands, they're the people that cause a lot of mischief. People who gossip a lot. How do they gossip a lot? Hunchoni, did you hear about so and so? Sit down, the cup of tea is going to get nicer each time I talk to you. And they've got time, 1 hour, this Obarir Khobor, what's happening in this house, this person, that person. There are some people in the community, they sit there like radio antennas. Some of them are really bad because they're local radios, and some of them got so much time on their hands, they're like a national radio, and the worst ones are international radio. From here to Bangladesh, they're going to send news. From Bangladesh to Riyadh, the news is going to go and it's going to travel back to you, and you're going to be hit by all the news because they've got nothing else to do. They just got time. I really am scared of these people, seriously, because they get information, they've got nothing else to do. It's like get that and the ghiba and the backbiting and spreading lies, information. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said what? He said, "Kafa bil mar'i kadhiban an yuhadditha bi kulli ma sami'a." He said, it is enough for a man to lie or a woman to lie if they just pass the information that came to them without verification. A text message comes, yeah, really? He did that? What? Forward, 50 people straight away. On WhatsApp, 100 people. You didn't even check, verify what it was, whether it happened or not. Well, you're a liar. Simply, in a hadith of Muslim, you're a liar. Don't spend your time in these things to do things that will, hunt you later on. Anyway, you spend 8 hours inside your daily routine. Now that's, brother, you've only got about 8 hours left. What do you do with those 8 hours? Well, the thing is, your necessities will just go with about another 2 hours. You're eating, going to the toilet, moving around, shifting around, about another 2 hours have gone. What you got left? Well, you've just got about 6 hours left. What do you do with that? Well, with that, you're probably going to spend a bit of time with your family. You're going to spend a bit of time here or there, socially, whatever, extra things outside work and so on. You're only going to be left with 2 hours of work, or 2 hours on your hands, or 1 hour. If you're lucky, you're going to end up with that. Now, what do I do with that, brother and sister? If I can't spend that time for the akhirah, I'm a serious loss. Some people, they've got themselves into a habit that they can't snap out of it. It's like a constant thing that they have to do this, then after that, this and that. Break it. I'm going to tell you a way of breaking all of this. Brother and sister, listen carefully. If you want to get into making your time productive, I'm going to give you a few steps. Number 1 is, you sit down and you stop everything. Just get people out of your way. Get your phone out of your way. Get the technology out of your way. Get everything out of your way. Sit on the musalla. Close the door. All alone, sit down and just reflect. Just think. No, what's in your head. No one's talking to you. No memories of the college you went to today or whatever. No, it's just simple. You and Allah. Where am I going? Allah asked this serious question. فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ? Where are you going? That's the first thing. When I spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes thinking about it, now then say to yourself, Imam Ghazali said, do you not understand? Today is yesterday's tomorrow. What does that mean? That means that yesterday you said, Khalku khurmu, I'll do it tomorrow. Kal karunga, or like the Arabs say bukra inshallah. The morning inshallah. Every time you go back to his office again, he says, oh yalla akhi, bukra inshallah. Right? Every time, I don't know what this habit is. Bukra, inshallah. You go to Saudi Arabia and then you go for Hajj or you go for Umrah. You see them. Anything you do, they say, sabr, 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 ya Hajj, sabr, sabr. Means that please just let me do what I want. Sabr, 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 sabr. So you keep on saying that, sabr, sabr, every time, sabr, sabr. As in they don't want to do it for you. They just want to just have more time, delay time. I remember seeing, we were in a taxi in Medina. We came past another taxi, and this other taxi almost cut into him. So this other driver says to him, to this driver, he goes to him, sabr, sabr, sabr. And this one, sitting with us, he goes to him. He had enough of his sabr, right? So what I want to say to you, bruv, is that you're going to be in some part of life, right? Just cut out everything, and say to yourself, look, yesterday I said tomorrow. I said tomorrow. I said next year. I said when I'm 40. I said when I get older. I said when I settle down. I said when my business thrives. I said when my family settles down. I said when all of this is finished. I said when this project's going to finish. I said when my dissertation is over. I said this. I said that. No, look, just stop, halt. In the name of Allah, halt. And then think, what is it that I'm doing? Because if I carry on in this thing and every time something else comes up on my life, I say tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Imam Ghazali has said, don't you understand? Today is yesterday's tomorrow. You promised yourself all this time that today is there, is tomorrow. This is the tomorrow. You're in it right now. Second thing, what do? You say, look, I need to spend some time towards my akhirah. And I need to make a timetable and a routine. One of the most, I'm going to say, difficult things for some people is, I'll spend with you for about 5 to 7 minutes, inshallah, and then I've ended, yeah? They told me to finish a bit earlier, but I think talking about time, and they're telling me I don't have time to talk about it, I'm going to say, listen to the lecture, yeah? Sorry. The thing is, one of these moments going to come in my life when I'm going to be outrun by my projects or my desires. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked about that. He said, he drew a box, and from the bottom of the box, it is in the sand he drew it, from the bottom of the box, he drew a line that comes outside the box. And then within the box itself, he drew certain lines coming from the side of the box towards the middle, but not touching this line in the middle. So certain lines he drew on this side, and certain lines on that side. And the Sahaba said, Messenger of Allah, what is that? It's a beautiful way that he taught us. They said, what is that? Prophet ﷺ said, he said, this box that I drew on the ground, this box is the ajal. It's your life. That's it. That's all you've got to spend. Basically, you can't go out of this. You're dead if you go out of this. Then he said, here is as your life moves on. As your life moves on. Now it comes, your life, here is, from the bottom, when he drew it, he said, this is the amal, or this is the aspiration a man has. So basically your aspiration starts from the bottom, carries on, and he drew it, he went outside beyond the top of the box, which meant that you will always have your aspirations further than what you will live, and you will go with them to the grave. You'll go with them to the grave. That's where you're going to be. And these other lines he drew on the side, what were they? He said, these are the masa'ib, these are the tribulations of the world. Your dissertation, your this, I've got to get this. If this doesn't catch him, that one will get him. And if that doesn't get him, then this other one will get him. That's life, brother, sister. You will never find a perfect day in your life when you've got nothing else to do and everyone's off you, no responsibility, nothing. You will never find that. You've got to move on with all the responsibilities and still find time for Allah. Some people wait for the perfect moment. When I've got my family settled, when I've got my job done, and I'm on the top of the, pyramid, and I'm the boss, and I say to that guy, I said, hey, make me a cup of tea. Yeah. By that time, my friend, you got a bald head. By that time, you got teeth that are wobbling in your mouth. How much time you got left? You just killed yourself in waiting for this perfect moment. And then there's some people who they'll celebrate on the passing of time. Have you heard of the people who celebrate on the passing of time? Some brothers, they say, let's go out there, let's kill time. Let's kill time. You want to kill time? You're going to kill yourself. Serious. Sayyidina Hasan al-Basri, he said, Yabna Adam, innaka anta ayyam. He said, oh son of Adam, you are days. He said, you are time. When one day has gone by, part of you has gone by. When one day has gone by, part of you is gone. How can you kill time? How can you say, okay, you want to enjoy yourself, enjoy it. Don't say you're going to kill time. Don't say you're going to smash time. You're going to do something about time. And then some people every year comes to their birthday, happy birthday to you. And they get so happy. So happy. It's my birthday. I am now 21 years old. Oh, how great is this? The moment of my life. What are you talking about 21? How long you got to live? You got 21 years to live? Or 21 years to live? Now, I went to one birthday once and I just said for a joke. But there's always a seriousness in a joke. You know what I'm saying? So I said, happy birthday to you. One more year closer to death. Deep down in your graveyard. Happy death day to you. What are you celebrating? You're celebrating your birthday, your death date. What are you celebrating, bruv? You don't know if this is the last moment of your life and you're going to pass away and you're going to die, and you're celebrating with candles your life that's going by. And you're getting excited about it. You should, slap yourself on, wake yourself. Now, the next thing is, look, I've got a few minutes left. The next thing is that you need to make a timetable. The most difficult thing for some people is to stick to routine. Routine is very, very important. All the aslaf, all our predecessors, they had a routine. And the routine, you make it and you stick to that routine. What do you do, brother? Well, you say to yourself, look, I'm going to say I'm waking up this time. I'm going to work this time. Now, brothers, I'm being serious here. You say 6 o'clock I get up. And sisters do this. As I'm ironing my clothes. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. You don't have to say it loud, you can say it in your mouth, right? But you're doing the dhikr of Allah. You are using your time. Brother, you're going down the steps. You know what the Sahaba made up? The Sahaba made one every time they went down, every time they went up, they said something. When they went down, they said, Subhanallah, 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 Subhanallah. When they came up, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. This was the Sahaba's practice. When you basically now, what are you doing? Well, you're early in the morning, you've done your clothes, right? You've come out the bathroom, whatever. You've gone downstairs, you're getting your breakfast bowl ready. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, Subhanallahi al-azim. Open the fridge door. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Don't forget to close it. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, Subhanallahi al-azim. What was that I just poured in there? Milk. Allah. You can see without me even saying, you like losing or am I losing? Anyway, Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Now, when you're eating, don't say Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Please take it easy there, right? What do you do there? What do you do there? Well, the aslaf, the people of the past, they made a dhikr. They made a dhikr for that. What is that dhikr? Oh, mashallah. They made a dhikr, and the dhikr was that they made Allah, Allah. You know the tongue? Allah, Allah, Allah. So when they're eating, Allah, they can do the dhikr of Allah. They made that dhikr up so they could do that. Anyway, you go into your car. Subhanallah al-azim, Subhanallah al-azim. You're in your car, you're driving, do some dhikr, do some tilawah, do something else, right? You got to work, in between your moments, use that as best as you can. When you've gone from one, you're waiting for the bus, you're waiting for something, just do some tilawah, do some dhikr, have a tasbih in your hand. Some people call this, it's a real shame. Some people think that, just carrying this is the biggest bid'ah. I tell you what's the biggest bid'ah is carrying this. That's the biggest bid'ah, right? People can't get off this, all right? Now, if this reminds me of Allah's words, if this reminds me of Allah, if this reminds me, there's nothing wrong with it. You don't want this, brother, get the counting one, the digital ones, get one of those, get something else. But basically, this reminds me of remembering Allah all the time. And if you can do that, you made it productive. And then the final thing I want to say is that you need to have a one-to-one with Allah Azza wa Jal in the day sometime. Whether you start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something, every day just do it. Just like you prepare for everything else every day, please spend this one-to-one with Allah and stick to the routine every single day. Don't break the routine. Wake up at the same time, do the same routine. Your body clock will ask you to do it again. You will look forward to doing it. My brother, my sister, Jazakumullah khair. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless our time. May Allah give us barakah in our time. Thank you for sitting this long. And apologies to anyone who's been delayed, that they needed to go, or the booking and so on. But hopefully that this has been productive time together. Wa akhir dawana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.